I'm sitting here in the lovely Cascadia Art Museum in Edmonds with the principal cellist of the Seattle Philharmonic, Soohyun Juhn, who is going to be our soloist in our upcoming concert for two works by two sisters, Lili and Nadia Boulanger. These are works that both encompass the idea of Nocturnes, the nighttime theme that overrides our next concert. These are originally works for cello and piano, and like Leopold Stokowski, who liked Bach's organ works so much and figured that they would never be heard other than by people who went to organ recitals, he orchestrated them. I've taken these works and orchestrated the piano accompaniments so that they can now be done as works for cello and orchestra. I couldn't have done it unless Soohyun had been willing to do so. So tell me a little bit about what happened when I asked if you'd do them. What happened when you explored them, and did they win you over right away? Did you need a little time to live with them?
For me, it's amazing to play like those two pieces together, because they both have like beautiful impressionistic colors. You have two sisters from the same house, but they created pretty distinct words. Yeah.
Good. Do you want to give us a little preview of a couple of your favorite bits?
Oh, sure.
And so if that's a preview of Lili, what is the biggest contrast with her sister Nadia's work?
I think for in third movement, there is a spot you have the melody and I'm accompanying, and then afterwards I'm playing the melody, and then you are playing accompanying.
Very democratic music.
Yeah.
Let's play a little of the opening of the third movement, assuming I can. Very cool. Yeah, these, interestingly, Nadia Boulanger did not give these three pieces titles. She just called them in E flat minor, in A minor, and in C sharp minor. So I've come up with little programmatic titles, and the last one I call March Grotesque. It sounds like a bunch of little trolls left over from Greek's Peer Gynt. The remainder of our nighttime themed concert is going to have some music by Franz von Suppé, which on the surface of it doesn't have any nocturnal connection. It's the Poet and Peasant Overture. I must admit its inclusion is entirely personal because I grew up with a recording of it played by the Hollywood Bowl Symphony Orchestra, and the cover was the Hollywood Bowl under a starlit night, and the Poet and Peasant Overture was on the concert, so I always associate it with nighttime. Please forgive me. The von Suppé overtures, it's funny, they used to be played so often, and they used to be recorded so often, and they've fairly slipped from the repertoire, and I don't understand why. They are the most wonderful, perfect little overtures. For those of you with long memories for things like Bugs Bunny and the Roadrunner, you may remember this little slapdash tune that appears several times in the von Suppé Poet and Peasant Overture. Lots of fun. We're going to have an entire Debussy second half, literally a 45-second piece, the Morceau de Concours. If you blink, you'll miss it. The Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun, with a glorious flute solo by our principal, Elizabeth Jolly. The Berceuse Héroïque, and ending with his 3 Nocturnes. And yes, we are going to play all 3 of them. Sometimes orchestras will only schedule the first 2, because the third one requires a female chorus. Well, we have the best female chorus in town. The Seattle Girls Choir is going to join us for this. And we're going to start the concert with the king of all nocturnal pieces, Mozart's Eine kleine Nachtmusik. It may seem a ubiquitous choice, but this is a piece which I think I'm doing now for about the 8th or 9th time in my career. And once again, when I took out my score to study it, I got a chill. This piece is so evergreen. It yields beautiful new delights and surprises every time you approach it. Even the opening theme has a kernel in it of something that happens much later. We all know how it starts. And it goes on its way from there. But if we subtract the first 5 notes, well, guess how the last movement begins? So he's already setting up this idea of an ascending arpeggio for the last movement. So it's a very tightly organized work. Now, as all of you know, Mozart and Haydn were besties. And composers frequently would pay one another homage. You all know the minuet from Mozart's Eine kleine Nachtmusik. Well, Haydn's early symphonies are not nearly as well known as the way later ones. And it just so happens that the minuet movement from Haydn's 21st Symphony, with which I'm willing to lay odds Mozart was familiar with, goes. Coincidence or homage? Who can say?